Hello everyone, my name is Jacob as always, and I'm the advocate and head coach for your reigning, defending, undisputed APA champions, the Green Bay Pikachus. And this is week number 6 of the APA, the team builder for CrimsonCBAD, aka Chase, the head coach of the Detroit Steel Wings, and now the Detroit Type Nulls in the NPA, which the draft's going on pretty much today, I think, so I'll have to watch that for sure. Anyway, without further ado, make sure you check him out in the description down below to his Twitter and YouTube. He is a phenomenally nice guy. Like, he is one of the nicest guys in the Pokemon community. I truly and genuinely believe that. So, shout out to him for being such a nice guy. And he's a pretty good draft league battler as well. However, I have picked up on some tendencies that he does in his battling, like his speed creeping per se. So I'll talk about that there. So to a degree, now this team builder is going to be a little bit contradicting onto why I'm running the speed I'm running. First of all, Chase kind of is a little bit conservative, not conservative with the speed creep. So say I have a base 100 Pokemon, that goes up to 167 speed. Do I have a base 100? I don't have a base 100. But say I have a base 100 on my team. He's got like a base 105, Miss Magius. That would be 172 to 167. So essentially, he would, it's 173? It might be 173. Anyway, he would creep 220 speed timid to make sure he outspeeds that. And that's something just I've kept up on. I've like watched his team builders. I was part of his front office for a little bit. And usually it's pretty conservative when it comes to speed creeping. There's not a whole lot of aggressive speed creeping going on. So I could have taken more advantage of that. But I felt like I needed to be a little bit safe kind of with how I built the team. With how I crept my Pokemon, for sure. So, I've noticed some flaws with how I crept, and I'm willing to risk those a little bit. So, for Mega Man Electric here, oh wait, let's go over his team first. Anyway, you know how the team builders work. We go over our 11 Pokemon, his 11 Pokemon, or her, or whatever person's 11 Pokemon. And we go over why we're bringing the 6 we're bringing. So let's go with our team. You guys should know our team by now. It's been the same for a few weeks now, since week 3. We have Zygarde 50%, Mega Man Electric, Fortress, Azelf, Jellicent, Nihilego, Emboar, Licky, Liepard, Articuno, and Tapu Bulu. Our Z Pokemon are Zygarde 50 and Tapu Bulu. His Pokemon are Latios, Mega Tyranitar, Excadrill, Hitmonlee, Arcanine, Roserade, Aromatisse, Galvantula, Cloyster, Golbat, and Gyarados. Now, something to note, he's got dual Intimidators, so that could really slow down Zygarde this matchup. He also has a Sand Core, so Drill could potentially sweep depending on how he plays it. He plays it late game, brings it in, does some damage, switches out, brings Tyranitar in, rinse, wash, and repeat. You get the Drill. Not a pun with Excadrill. I didn't do that purposely, I swear! Okay, I did, but whatever. Besides the point. His Intimidate Core is annoying. Aromatisse could potentially Wish Pass since we can't taunt it, since its ability... I don't remember its ability, but I know we can't taunt it with his ability. Whatever its ability is, like, whatever, I can't think of it right now. But, those Pokemon are just quite annoying. So, immediately looking at his team, I couldn't bring Golbat. Or, sorry, I couldn't bring Golbat. I couldn't bring Tapu Bulu because of things like Golbat, things like Defensive Latios, things like Arcanine, things like Roserade, things like Webs, things like the Intimidate Core is just super annoying for Tapu Bulu, and I just could not bring myself to bring that Pokemon. Yes, it has super effective moves for all of those. Zen Headbutt for Roserade and Golbat, or Stone Edge for Golbat. Stone Edge for Gyarados, Arcanine, etc. It's got all of those things. However, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to bringing it. So, Tapu Bulu is out of the question here. No question was I not bringing it. Although it really would have helped. Although it really would help, I should say. I can't talk properly today. Yeah, we're going to be battling like 30 minutes or so. But I just wanted to do this at a time. But yes, so I can't really go on and on about this. But I couldn't bring Bulu, is what I'm trying to get the point across. Something I knew I needed to bring was Mega Man Electric. Sure, he's got a ground type and Excadrill, but we have Overheat, we have Fire coverage in our Mega Man Electric, and with our investment, we will automatically obliterate it unless it's Zygarde. So bye-bye Excadrill unless it's Zygarde. Or obviously we're not going to just stay in if it's Understand, or we're not just going to stay in if it's potentially Scarf if he doesn't bring Tyranitar, which I really anticipate him to bring Tyranitar, because why would he not bring Tyranitar here? It just wouldn't make sense that he wouldn't. But yeah, Mega Manectric needed to come here, just great. I fully anticipate a Scarf Latios because that is his, I think that's his best track to a DD Zygarde. Sure, he could bring like Jolly Hitmonlee or Timid Roserade Tout Speed, but I don't know if he would. He might run in just enough speed for like Adamant Zygarde, which would be, I think Adamant Zygarde's 148. I want to say it's like 148 or something, and then he'd go to the 149 speed. Not the speed EVs, but the speed stat itself. It would be that. I don't know the investment, but that's what he'd have to do. He would have to go Jolly and Timid on the Roserade and Hitmonlee, respectively. Therefore, they would not be hitting as hard. I mean, Reckless High Jump Kick will still be hard, but we have a Jellicent, so we can't really spam that versus our team very well. Unless he eliminates Jellicent, which I'm probably not going to let happen. Got to be really careful with how we play that. Could be potentially really annoying depending on how he plays his team. But yeah, we have Volt Switch, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt, Overheat for Drill. Volt Switch just to get initiative on, like, to switch out on Tyranitar or anything really. But yeah, a Signal Beam for Latios if we need to knock it out if it's low and like -2 Draco, or if it's not Scarf in general, or Scarf is tricked away or something like that, because we didn't bring knockoff on anything, I don't think. Or we're not going to bring knockoff on anything. Thunderbolt just for a good stab, and then general, so should be okay. Oh, the speed investment is for +1 Adamant Gyarados. So Gyarados is probably the biggest threat. I fully anticipate a sub Dragon Dance Gyarados here, so that's very problematic. If it's like bulky sub, if it's like sub left, he's kind of annoying. It's gonna hit really hard, especially if it's like Moxie or something. That'd be scary. So we kind of have to play Intimidate with Intimidate and be aggressive depending on what happens and what he brings. So that's what we have. Manectric here. We only need 140 special attack to Oko Excadrill. I believe after rocks with Overheat. And that's why he's like kind of bulky, but Overheat's just really good versus Excadrill in general. So I really like that for sure. But anyway, let's go into our defensive core. We have 3 Pokemon. This is kind of defensive, but not really defensive so much. This is more of a bulky team than anything. It's more defensive, which I haven't really gone towards more so lately. I've been more bulky offense. More so offense than defense, but this is more defense than offense. So I am switching it up a little bit because more of my teams have been offensive lately. So I need to switch up my playstyle a little bit, especially lately. So, like, it's been bulky offense, not pure offense. Pure offense isn't my playstyle, but like bulky offense is more so my playstyle. But next up, we have Lumbo with the Akaberry Fortress again, because Akaberry Fortress is the best in my opinion for Fortress in Draft League format. For the like 9 out of 10 times, Akaberry is gonna be my break. I mean, a lot of times people are gonna prep for it, bring HP Fire, bring Fire coverage, fully anticipate Fire coverage. On like something like Latios, especially maybe Galvantula, though electric moves will be hitting hard. See Blaze Kick maybe on Hitmonlee to hit us harder. Obviously Arcanine will carry that if he brings it. HP Fire and Cloyster. So this is actually kind of my first switch into Cloyster to scout its set, because we're really bulky and we have the Akaberry. So if he sets up a Shell Smash, HP Fire is really not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to us. We can survive that. Click Volt Switch, get out of there. I don't want to go straight to Jellicent, because if he's like a... Is King's Rock banned? I don't know if King's Rock is banned here. It might be. I don't know. I'd have to look into the rules, but we don't have anything on our team to worry about that, so we're not going to be worrying about that so much. But this is our switching right away. We have Volt Switch, Revenge, Stealth Rock, and Gutter Ball, because I don't want his Excadrill trying to use Fortress as setup fodder. So if it's like sub Magnet Rise or something like that, that's no bueno. That's no bueno. And since we have everything on the ground, Earthquake is really spammable versus our team. And if he like brings mono Earthquake with sub Sandstorm, Swords Dance, and Earthquake, we might just lose. So we have we have Revenge to break subs and to do enough damage to Excadrill. It also does a little bit of chunk to Tyranitar. It'll break subs for sure. We have Gyro Ball as well, though. Gyro Ball really won't be doing all that much damage, though, to Tyranitar, because it's got like 134 defense or something like that. It's super, super bulky, so unless he sets up Dragon Dance a lot, Gyro Ball won't be doing all that much. Revenge is there, and then I can kind of scout its set a little bit and see how much it's going to do. I really should I should have calced that. I should really calc that before the game, but I haven't calced it yet, so I guess we'll find out in the game if it's going to do any work. But yeah, this should be putting in good amount of work right here. Not a good amount of work, but like it should do okay versus this team. It won't be passive because of the moves that we brought, and I don't want to. I always try to prevent my walls from being passive in any way, shape, or form. Just like we're going to be doing with Licky here with A1X Alex. Potentially, it could be, like, if it's like a T-Tyranitar, if it's sub-Tyranitar, well, he got me. Sub-DD could potentially win then. But we have ways to break that with Nihilego, with Grass Knot, with Colberberry Jellicent. I think we can take an Adamant, Colberberry Crunch, or at +1 Crunch, Adamant with Jellicent if we're at full because of the Colberberry. Potentially, actually might not. Tyranitar is super strong, so I'd have to calculate that before it happens. We're just not going to let that happen, though. I really expect Stealth Rock 3 attacks Tyranitar this match because I don't think D-Dance is the best because if you think about it, for +1 with Zygarde, D-Dance isn't going to do anything. And if he's bulky, he could potentially live a +1 Adamant 1,000 Arrows. Spoiler alert, we're bringing 1,000 Arrows from Dragon Dance, but we're not, we have Grounding EMZ, so we blow it back regardless if we needed to go that route, but for the most part, we're not going to have to. He'd be able to survive that if he's at full HP and then click Ice Beam or something, or Crunch if that's his hardest hitting move, depending on what he wants to do. But yeah, Licky is another special defensive wall. Just like last week, we have legitimately pretty much the same set as against Leo, but we have Thunderbolt instead of Earthquake. We have Thunderbolt for sub Gyarados, because I think that's more of a likely bring than, sub DD Gyarados rather than sub DD Tyranitar. I think sub DD Gyarados is super threatening, and I don't want to have to start switching to Mega Manectric every time, so that's why I went this route. I think Thunderbolt is just nice to have in this juncture. Return is good to have too, just to do a little bit more damage to things like Hitmonlee if we need to take it one hit, especially if it's like, well, it's not going to be banded because Jellicent. It'll be either normal jump fake out, or it might be Life Orb, might be Muscle Band. It's not going to be something. I don't think it'll be something he has to lock himself into. Yeah, I don't believe so. Just because, yeah, it just doesn't make that much sense to me. I think Latios is better as a Scarfer in general than anything else. But the other things he could Scarf are Drill, Hitmonlee, and Roserade. I think those are his others. Well, Galvantula potentially as well, but because Bug Buzz is kind of not really spam mode for my team in mind. Galvantula can't come in that realm then. Anyway, besides the point, Licky is a nice special wall for things like Latios. Just like 2 weeks ago when we faced Elite Rodan, we have brought this to try to bait Trick from Latios. That way we can sweep the Zygarde. Because the way to beat Licky is either to Toxic Stall it, but the funny thing is, we haven't brought Heal Bell Licky I don't think once this year in like 3 games, maybe 4. This might be the 4th we brought it. Let me check. How many times have we brought Licky? We brought Licky 4 times, and we have not brought Heal Bell, I think, once. Maybe once we brought Heal Bell, but we don't bring Heal Bell very much. So I'm trying to convince people into getting their mindset that we're not going to bring Heal Bell, and then we'll bring Heal Bell. Got to think outside the box and think ahead. So, and the fact that we play all these games 1 week in advance really actually helps us a lot. So I really like that for sure. So we're going to convince people we're not going to bring Heal Bell, and then we'll bring Heal Bell. So it makes sense to me. Anyway, that is besides the point. Point is, we got Licky here, and that's really, really nice. So what we want to do is just pass wishes to Fortress, even Mega Manectric if we need be, or Nihilego, which we'll get into in a little bit. But our last defensive wall of the team is physical defensive Jellicent with the Colberberry, because we need to bring this because of Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee can go in versus our team if we don't bring this exact set. I'm very well aware me and Chuck could have done the same thing against with Leo last week, but I was trying to pop the weakness policy. I'm not going to do that again because he might be prepared for that. He's like, oh, this guy thinks outside the box. I got to expect crazy shenanigans. Like, it's okay to go crazy with moves every once in a while. You got to change it up. You can't just be consistent all the time. You can't just run the same stuff over and over again. Okay, with Zygarde I can because Zygarde's a beast. But on my other Pokemon I'm gonna change it up. I'm not gonna run the same crap with my other Pokemon all the time. That's no, not happening. Not happening. I was contradicting myself because Zygarde brought. Spoiler, we'll bring Dragon Dance again if you guys haven't caught on already. For 5th time in 6 weeks this week. People just need to prepare for Zygarde. That's all I'm saying. Until somebody prepares for Zygarde really, really well, I'm going to keep bringing Dragon Dance if I can. Because that's on people. Ultimately, that's on people for not prepping for Zygarde. Like last week versus Leo, he didn't bring anything for Dragon Dance Zygarde. At +1, I think he may have brought Chicoberry Jirachi. I don't remember. But besides that, nothing. Ain't nothing. He didn't bring Scarf on anything. Everything just died to a +1 pretty much from Zygarde because Zygarde's a beast. But like I didn't sweep with it, but I could have if I set up is what I'm saying. But anyway, I didn't. But yeah, this is just nice. Will-O-Wisp, Surf. Surf over Scald because I always wanted to make sure I got burns. And since I'm going to be burning things potentially with this, with Jellicent, there's literally no point in having Scald for a potential burn when I have an automatic burn with Will-O-Wisp. If I want to burn something, I'm going to burn something. Straight up, go and burn it. Don't care. But Roserade, he's kind of in a pickle with Roserade, especially this matchup. Because Hidden Powers. Does he want to run HP Fire for Fortress? Well, let's set up fodder for Zygarde. Does he want to run HP Ground for Nihilego? Well, that's kind of set up for Zygarde still. And Fortress kind of wall because we're really especially defensive. Or does he want HP Ice? He runs HP Ice, Fortress, and Nihilego just wall and Licky walls in general. But that's not the point. So I really expect like an offensive Roserade if he brings it with like Life Orb because then he can switch up moves. So yes, I need to get to +1 Zygarde as soon as I can because of his Life Orb. I really expect him to be timid to outspeed Adamant Zygarde because that's important, I think. But regardless, we're not gonna go Jolly Zygarde because I don't like Jolly Zygarde. I like Adamant because I want to hit as hard as I can. There are very few times where I go Jolly. I think I went Jolly against Elite Four Dan a couple weeks ago. But I changed it to Adamant last minute. I might have changed it to Adamant last minute. I'll have to go back and check. But that's besides the point. That's our Jellicent. Shadow Ball hits Cloyster hard enough. Will-O-Wisp can burn it. This is a really good check to Cloyster. I don't think he should bring Cloyster. Jelly just kind of rules it. Unless he like gets Toxic Spikes up or something like that. But we have Nihilego to get rid of those if need be. So yeah. Speaking of Nihilego, we are Scarf. We are Scarf for a couple of reasons. We are Scarf. So this will outspeed his Gyarados and Excadrill, creeping Tapu Bulu. That's what it'll outspeed. So I think it is very important to run that much speed. So Gyarados would be at 140 because Bulu's max speed is 139. So Gyarados would be 140, Drill would be 140, etc., etc. This also can potentially check a +1 Tyranitar. Grass Knot will do like 40 to 50 depending on the spread. Yeah, it doesn't do the most, but we just need some chip damage. We don't need the most damage. We just gotta keep it in the track because Fortress and Mega Manectric can weaken a little bit. Even Zygarde will obliterate it with a Adamant 1,000 arrows. We're not Bandit or anything. We're Dragon Dance obviously, but we're Adamant still. Still hit it pretty hard. So we're Modest because we can go Modest. We have Foul Play because it's a good middle ground. It's better than Thunderbolt this matchup. Power Gem will do enough to Gyarados. But we are Foul Play because if it's a +1 Gyarados, we're staring down a +1 Gyarados with this thing. We can click Foul Play and do like 68 to like 79 or some. I don't remember the exact health depending on how bulky he is. But we'll do a lot more damage to him because then he can't just freely switch into an Excadrill. Tyranitar could switch in, yes. That would suck. But it's not going to really appreciate a Power Gem as much as Excadrill. Excadrill is basically a super duper great wall for Nihilego. I could have brought HP Ground, but no. Foul Play is the best because it'll hit Extra Gel and Gyarados the same. So we have that just in case that route goes down, because he cannot go into his Arcanine. He can't really go into Latios. He can't go into Aromatisse. He can't really go into Hitmonlee very well on this. Plus, Foul Play would hit Hitmonlee harder, I think, because its defense is paper thin than Power Gem would, because special defense is a lot higher. So he can really go into Extra Drill and Tyranitar to a degree on this thing. The rest of his team doesn't really appreciate this too much. Golbat can take Sludge Wave, but not Power Gem. Roserade doesn't really want, if it's like a non and bulky Roserade, if it's offensive, it's not really going to want to appreciate Sludge Wave, so Power Gem. So yeah. This is a good lead. I'm purposely running this much speed. It might sound crazy and contradicting what I said earlier, because I've been talking about Roserade and Hitmonlee like outspeeding Adam and Zygarde this entire time. But we can get intel on his team in that sense then. So say it's like a Scarf Hitmonlee or Scarf thing, because I think most of his team is going to be outspeeding Adamant Zygarde. Or, well, except for Latios if he brings Scarf Latios. Like things like the Excadrill, things like the Hitmonlee, things like the Roserade. We can see if they're Scarf themselves, and then we could potentially go into Zygarde and set up a Dragon Dance and potentially get our wing condition that way. So, therefore, that's why we're running the speed in Nihilego, so we can completely check that and see if he's Scarf, truly Scarf. We can do some heavy aggressive doubles too, so say it's like Mega Manectric versus Latios. If he's predicting something, he switches out first before we switch. That confirms that he is choice Scarf. And we can go into Licky Licky because that's what we would do in that situation. I highly doubt he would just like try to set up Calm Mind. I guess he could potentially, but like kind of risky if we get a Signal Beam off or we're going Toxic just like we did a couple weeks ago. So yeah, honestly, I really like this Nihilego set. I'm purposely running this speed to just scout and see what type of Pokemon he might have. And if he doesn't, then we know he's not Scarfed and we can get a decent hit off on something. So that's definitely important to note. But yeah, that's Nihilego. Potentially could win. Mostly just there for scouting purposes and all that stuff. And to check the threats I stated, like Tyranitar, like the Gyarados, like the Excadrill if it's Scarfed. Potentially. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about what he would bring with Excadrill. I kind of feel like he might bring Bulky with Spin and like Toxic or something like that for like Jellicent, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about what kind of Excadrill he would bring. But next up, we got our WinCon. We got our boy. We got the MVP of the APA. Woo! We got the best quarterback, just like the best Pokemon in the world. A Rod, the Zygarde with Dragon Dance, 1,000 Arrows, Crunch, and Extreme Speed. If his Latios is potentially Colbur for whatever reason, or if it's tricked its Scarf away to Jellicent or Licky Licky, we can click Crunch and knock it out. That's why Crunch is there. We didn't need Earthquake. We didn't need any other move. We didn't need Outrage this matchup because 1,000 Arrows is so spammable versus team. It's not even funny. It's insane how spammable 1,000 Arrows is versus team. So, therefore, you know what's hysterical, by the way? He had dropped Breloom. He had dropped Breloom on his team for Roserade. I believe that's what happened. And funnily enough, Jolt versus Joey last week in the GBA, Jolt brought Bulk Up Breloom with really, really bulky to beat Zygarde. It was like Bulk Up Facade. Was it Drain Pond Sub? Bulk Up Facade, Drain Punch Sub, I think, or something of that round, but it worked quite well, and oh boy, that was fun to see. I really like that match, Jolt versus Joey. Jolt's one of the best Draft League players I've ever seen. The only one that's better, in my opinion, is Gypsy King, but that's besides the point. We're not gonna talk about best Draft League players in my mind, in my head. But anyway, this set should be able to put in a lot of work. We can get a +2, I think it's game over for him. The only priority that really does a lot to us is Ice Shard Cloyster. So I think you need to bring Ice Shard Cloyster, maybe with a Never Melt Ice just to get some extra damage. If he's Adamant, I think it does like 55 to 65 or something with our spread. Well, obviously we have no HP or defense investment. We just have some SPDF just to take Moonblast a little bit better from Aromatisse. Because if we go to +1 as he switches in Aromatisse, that'd be really good here. We can set up +2 and potentially just win. But we'd have to be careful. I wouldn't necessarily go that route. What I want from this match, I want him to hard switch Aromatisse in on the 1,000 arrows so I can gauge the damage. And I wouldn't go that route because he could bring like Mach Punch, Hitmonlee, and Ice Shard Cloyster to finish us off, or Extreme Speed Arcanine even to finish us off. So we gotta see what he brings first and figure out how to sweep with Zygarde, because Zygarde has an amazing chance to sweep here and just punch holes through his team early game, and then maybe sweep late game. We'll see what happens though. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen of Strike Army. Have a great day, and I love you all so very much. Adios, everyone. Bye. Peace.